This is Dr. Paracelsus. As I said in the last video, immediately after that video, I am recording this one. In the last video I did, I read the trilogy of Rick Bannister, and this one I will be reading, as I said last time, my Scary Story handbook. I originally named it Gaming Edition, but it didn't turn out just to be gaming, and a lot of the creepypastas in here have been left unfinished, and they're the ones that are finished, really, whoo boy, are they something. And they're not good, they're just something. But anyways, let's get into it. Again, please be, just think about how old I was. I was like 12 to 13, 14. So, I mean, it really just think about how young I was when you're listening to this, and don't criticize too horribly. Like, I was only a kid when I was writing these, and I didn't know horror. Like, I didn't know how to make horror. And I'll be, after each story, I'll say how I feel about it, and, give some backstory if need be. Any more things I need to clear up? I don't believe so. So let us get into this. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. This is not a kids video. This is not for kids. To keep my ass secure from YouTube shit. This is not for kids. Please leave if you are a child, so I do not get attacked by the FBI or whatever crap is going on right now. So, you can probably hear the papers. So, right here, the front cover, I'll basically just go and just tell you what I see. Scary Stories Handbook, Gaming Edition, written by me. And on the back of this paper, it says, what did I say here? Description. This handbook has a variety of stories from, oh god. This handbook has a variety of stories from Sonic the Hedgehog to Dragon Ball Z. Oh boy. These stories are sure to give you chills and thrills beyond belief. Just remember, these stories aren't real. ... Or are they? Or are they? Well, oh boy. Man. I kind of teared up there for a sec. Then I oh boy, I have like a table of contents here, but there's only one story written down because I didn't want to write anything else. But I was so lazy. Maybe I'll finish this up and make a little book. Just a scary, small, crappily made, purposefully though. A lot of these were purposefully made crappy, but one of them actually is kind of creepy to me. I don't know how I made it that way, and it's the first one that's coming up. It's a terrible creepypasta, but I mean, it was kind of creepy for me when I wrote it, and I read it before, and my bud Rylan, you probably seen him on the channel, or heard of him, me talk about him. He said it was all right, so gosh, I wish I had somebody else here to read this with me. My throat's actually starting to get sore from talking so much. And I won't put it off anymore. Sorry, I was just trying to fix the papers up. They're pretty old. Won't put it off anymore. Here we go with story 1, Mario Hide and Seek. If I can't get this, I will die. That's what I told my mom as we were searching the internet. It was a new Mario game for the Wii U. That's too expensive, Mom said, not even paying attention that it was a special edition. We can get it on clearance next week. But Mom, Andrew Anchorback, I'm tired of you arguing with me. You're only 10, and you shouldn't argue with your mother. Now go to your room. I went to my room. It's not fair, I thought. That night, I couldn't help myself. I went onto my mom's iPad and went to the cellar bidding and bet $5,000. When I went back, the case picture what in high resolution Mario was staring at me with the words, "Found you," above him. He had the most evil smile. I rubbed my eyes and looked again. There wasn't a picture. Same as when I first looked at it. I must be getting sleepy, I mumbled. I turned off the iPad and went to bed. The next morning, Mom was mad at me because she found out that I disobeyed her and bet $5,000 on a game that I could get for $15. Used at GameStop. I'm sorry. This is too rich. I love this. She grounded me from games for a year. Later that night, I got a package in the mail. I was so excited. Did it actually come this early? I asked myself. I ripped open the package, and there was. Man, my grammar is terrible. Was Mario hide and seek. I had to wait until Mom and Dad were. I wonder if I purposely made this horrible. Let's keep going. I had to wait until Mom and Dad were asleep to play it. I think I did. I was sure Mom and Dad were asleep. I put the game into the Wii U and started playing. I got to the startup screen. The background showed Mario jumping into the bushes, and Luigi, Peach, and Toad started looking for him. I pressed start. By the way, that's because it's Mario hide and seek, if you forgot. I got to choose my character out of Luigi, Peach, and Toad. I chose Luigi because he is my favorite character. Side note, Luigi is my favorite character in Mario, I think. Favorite main character. I always preferred him. I think that's why I put that in there. Back to the story. Mario ran up to the screen and looked at me. And stared and stared. He did this for a minute. And then finally he appeared in front of a curtain and went inside. Luigi looked behind the curtain and looked for Mario. There was 3 places Mario could hide: behind a bush, like in the title screen, a house, or behind a mushroom. I chose the mushroom, and the game glitched a bit. Then the creepy Mario I saw the night before appeared. The scream was heard. What? It screamed in a serious-sounding voice, "You found him." Then the Mario said, "Now it's your turn," as he stared at the screen. Then he turned around and started counting, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my house. 1, 2, 3. I couldn't take it. I burst upstairs and hid in the bathroom. 4, 5, 6. I sat down in the tub. 7, 8, 9. Why did I play that game? 10. Ready or not, here I come. So this is it. That's my story. What's that? What happened to the Mario, you asked? Well, I'm still here, hiding in the tub. Uh-oh. I think he found you. And that's the end of the story. So, that's the end of that story. We'll keep going through stories. There's like a few more. As you heard, there's a Sonic one that I never actually finished, I don't think. But this one was all right. This was the very first one I think I made, and it was very crappy. No, this was like the second or third actually, but it was very crappy. But I still enjoy my own stories, as bad as they are, and they're fun to make fun of. But again, could you kindly be a little, they are made when I was like, again, 10. So I mean, it's not like my writing now is the same as it is then. Hey, for all we know, it could be worse than it was then. Like my creativity could have gone down. But all in all, I think it was a pretty decent story. It wasn't very scary. It was a little scary with the idea of Mario coming into your house and, attacking the player or whatever that guy's name was. I can't even remember what I gave him. Hold on. Andrew S. Anchorback. Yeah. Oh, and the grammar was horrible. Again, I was like 10 or something when I drew. Maybe I was 13, 14. But again, I was horrible. My grammar was terrible back then, and still kind of is. Like, I still struggle with that. I've always have. It kind of sucks. Oh boy, the next one. All right. This one is the very first creepypasta I ever wrote. This is called Dragon Ball Z Blood is for All. I really don't want to read this. I'm really embarrassed to read this one because I know it's horrible. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it's only 2 pages long, kind of like the last one. The last one was like 3 pages long. This one's just 2. So this one is also the origins of Rick Bannister. Hi, I'm Rick Bannister. I'm going to tell you a story about Fire Goku. Okay, alright. One day I was looking into a pawn shop, because that's my thing, when something caught my eye. It was an old Dragon Ball Z game that I never heard of. The cover was kind of disturbing. I mean, Goku was strangling one of his allies. Oh damn. I thought maybe it was an alternate kind of universe kind of game. I took it up to the cash register and bought it. Wait, what? Alternate? Okay. On the way home, I was bothered. You see, the cashier looked at it and even had to ask the manager where it came from. When I put the game in my PS2, oh man, this is PlayStation 2 days. Oh man, it started great. But when I got to the title, Blood is for All, I felt the most sick in my life. I even had to run to the bathroom to puke. What did he see? All of the characters in Dragon Ball Z were dead. Oh, damn, that's... Some of their heads were ripped off, others ripped apart. But what I quickly realized was there was a survivor. It was Goku. When I pressed start, Goku flew up to the screen, and it was terrible. His eyes were gouged out. This has to be a joke. I guarantee this is a joke one. I can't remember, but I think it is. I decided to press start, and immediately I was spawned into a fight with that Goku. The weird thing was, I spawned, yes, a character that just happened to be me. Give me a second, okay? I stared at myself. I got every detail. With one punch, I was dead. I decided to push the restart button. But when I got back to the game, there I was, dead with Goku ripping me apart. I couldn't move. Then Goku said, "Blood is for all," staring at the screen as if he was looking at me. Then he smiled. I turned the game off, ran to the pawn shop, and demanded they give me a refund. When I got home, I thought the nightmare was over. It wasn't. When I got on my PS2 to delete the game from my memory chip, a save said, "This. You're next." I did not want to freak out at this point, but I did. Now anytime I go anywhere, I bring a bat with me. So if you ever are playing Dragon Ball Z, just be warned, it's not just a game. Oh man, can't wait to see the Dokkan Battle version of this. Anyways. So yeah, I thought it was pretty bad, but I think that was on purpose. Not much to say. Other than, yeah. So, this one is a technicality. This one says in the title, "My first gaming creepypasta." To be fair, it never was finished, but I did do the, Dragon Ball Z creepypasta first. I just lost that one. So this is technically my second creepypasta. I just haven't finished. I couldn't find the Dragon Ball Z one, and then I finally found it. And I was so happy because, you know, and then I couldn't recreate that masterpiece. But this one is actually ripped. The page is ripped, and I never finished this one. But I might as well read what I've got. And maybe someday I'll finish it. I don't think it's finished, like I said, but it's only one page, so here we go. My first gaming creepypasta. Sonic's death. One day I was looking for a game to play on my game rack when my dad came home and opened my door with a grin on his face. He handed me a red box game he said he bought. He told me it was an Xbox 360 game, and I was excited. Don't have a console war in the comments, please. I could care less. He opened the case, and there sat a disc that had some sort of label on it that said Sonic. I'm not the biggest Sonic fan, so I said thank you and popped it in. The startup screen startled me because it was all staticky, and at the start it said Sonic, but Robotnik was behind Sonic and laughing at Sonic. Sonic looked scared for some reason. The ring that surrounded them was black. When I pushed start, the screen turned black, and an evil laugh was heard. I went to a grassy place. Running away from was Robotnik. I was Sonic, and the strange thing was I could not run like Sonic usually can. After a while, I caught up to Robotnik. He got on in his aircraft and started flying, and music finally started playing, because I guess it wasn't playing before. Good explaining there past me. It was boss music, so I thought, wow, boss level. I've only been playing for a minute. I got hit once and died. The same laugh was heard as Robotnik pointed at Sonic and laughed. I was booted back to the main menu, and I had to restart the whole thing all over again. So a minute. You had to restart a minute. What was the boss fight, like 7 to 8 minutes? Like, what? Okay, so yeah, that's not finished. That needs to be added on to. Like, that's a funny story if I just left it there, but I kind of want to actually kind of make it a little more fleshed out, so I'm not done with that. But that's what I got. And then I suppose at the very end of this, I will do one more. There is just one more. Now, this one was made for a history project or something, and I can't remember why I wrote this, but I just did. It's just the weird stuff that came out of my head back when I was a kid, and it still kind of does. So here's the story. One day, Hermod, god of darkness, was walking around a forest when he met an old man. The old man looked poor and asked Hermod for a coin or two. Hermod laughed at the man and said,
Never in 1,000 years, you dumb old man. The old man looked shocked and said, you disrespectful man. I will make it to where you have bad luck every hour. Herman just laughed. Some more bad luck wasn't real. Was it? When he got home, he told his mother the story, and they laughed. When Herman woke up the next night, his mom was gone. In fact, from the eye could see, everyone was gone. He walked to the old sleepy hotel. No one. Went to Yummy Cakes. No one. Just emptiness. By this time he had walked for an hour, and he could hear a clock tower ding, and the ground opened up under him. Then he saw him. The old man was standing over Herman. The old man said, you should have shared, as Herman fell screaming, while he heard the old man laughing. An hour passed. As Herman fell, the clock could be heard, and the earth crushed him. The end. I don't know why I wrote that story. That is probably... And I know, this was back in junior high, so, like, I was, like, really, not really young, but, like, I never was a dark kid. Of course, I did get a little... The older I get, the more I can tell I'm just, like, really moody a lot. Like, a lot. But, yeah, that was before all that. And I never watched creepy stuff much. I listened to creepypastas. I suppose that's where that could have come from. But I never watched horror movies much, I don't think, back then. So, I mean, I don't know where that really came from. It was just something that was... It came out of my head. You know, I do have one thing that I would love to share, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share it. You see, when I was a very young kid, now that I've been thinking about this, now that I told you that story, and now that I talked about how weird it was, my mom I used to talk to my mom, like, every day as a really young kid, and I would tell her to write stuff down or something, or maybe she wrote them down herself. But she would just write down what I would say, just the random stuff that I would say, like random stories or something. And I know I have a few in there that are just kind of off and that's when I was really young. I'm pretty sure that was like, gosh, was I 5 when that started? I can't exactly remember, but it was really young. My mom used to write stories down, stuff that I would say. And I don't know, I don't know. I could try to find that, and I could share it, but I'm not sure if I should. Either way, that's not, I don't know why I went on that, really. I just wasn't here for a sec, jeez. Just in my head. I think that's it. Nothing more that I could really read. Oh. I just found... yeah, no. You know what? No. This is another unfinished story. I'll try to finish this. Sorry, I have issues where I just go silent. When I'm doing YouTube, and I've always done this, I just go silent there for a little while. So, I mean, if that bothers you, I could care less, but at the same time, I'm also sorry. I shouldn't say I could care less. I'm really sorry. Like, just don't Why am I doing this? I gotta finish up the video. Okay. So yeah, I believe that's it. Final thoughts. Really, they're just stories from when I was a kid. And they're really just things that I used to do. Nowadays, what I do is I make hockey masks, and I don't exactly write stories much anymore. I just draw. I draw and make hockey masks. I play video games, and that's basically about my everything. That's all I do. Oh, excuse me, that was very rude. My bad. Other than that, I cannot think of anything else to say. So I will end it here. Thank you for giving me a listen or a watch, whatever you're doing currently. And yeah, I will catch you all in another video. I'm not sure what I'll be doing next, but hey, if this even makes it out, am I right? Okay, Dr. Perselis is signing off.